Hello, my dear students. Hope that you are fine and you are up. So I'm going to take you now actually to uh, your course. All right, the HC courses which has mentioned the topic, and I'm going to cover these topics there and the one urgent topic, this along with the book, which is actually and actively not the part of the course that we are teaching you, but that is only for your practice, and for your activities, while these are the technicalities that you are supposed to be tested in. So the course that I'm telling, the EAP course that I'm actually and practically teaching you in order to uh, you know to make your uh, writing, reading, and speaking you know uh, practices there alive. And therefore I'm trying to teach you now that what is paraphrasing. All right, all right, para and phrasing. All right, so I'll explain this. And Minnie Bose Davis is actually the writer of actually these points. So the first question, that is, what does paraphrasing, all right, what does paraphrasing mean? So let me tell you very easily. You must try to understand that paraphrasing means restatement, mean that you have to retell. uh, for example, if you have gone through a reading, all right, if you have gone through a book, if you have gone through, an article or a story or any lesson or any lecture, and then if you try to restate that, to retell that with accuracy and with simplicity and with with more communicative language, right? That you replace everything that is, and in a very nutshell, briefly, you tell what is actually talk about there, and that particular uh, article or in that particular lesson. We can say the same or different length is original, all right, written with different words, often reorganized. The same or different length. For example, if you have gone through actually an article, an essay, or any composition on any topic, and then you have to tell that actually, so it can be of the same length or different, all right, but you have to tell that most specifically and clearly and precisely, all right, so that the other person can understand that. Often reorganized, okay, because mostly when you try to to change something there, you should try to change it, and in fact, and you have to just give something very differently, all right, because the reorganization takes place, that you have to replace certain words, all right. And I'll give you some example, and as the lecture goes on there, all right, so you have to just look at that. Remember, but there are certain points which are to be remembered. The first point, that is faithful to the author's intended meaning. You should not, for example, if something is said originally in an article or an essay, you should not leave what is said in that. You should not say or add anything from your own side, but you should try to remain faithful to the author's intended meaning, what really the author means it, right? So you should not actually go beyond the thoughts of the writer and you say your own thoughts. No, that would be completely wrong. It would mean that you have not understood that particular essay or that particular essay or that particular journal article or anything it may be. So it means that for rephrasing, your understanding and comprehension of that particular I mean, essay or a particular journal essay needs to be understood. Remember, this the paraphrasing act should be reader friendly. I mean, everybody should understand that, and whoever takes up, I mean, your that effort, he or she should understand that. Okay, now another question, that why we to do paraphrase. Why do we to paraphrase? Okay, paraphrase. Right. Quotes should be used rarely. For example, you should not. For example, if there is any essay, as I said, or any topic that you are reading, so exactly it should be replaced, and original quote should be rarely, I mean, used. You should not quote exactly from that particular, but you should try to rephrase. I mean, you have to find very clear and similar synonyms and most easier and easy to understand words actually. And then your paper will sound like you. It proves a level of understanding. If you do this thing, it means that you have done it, and it will tell us your understanding. All right, and you have to avoid a plagiarism. All right, without overcoding. And if you try to, I mean, overquote from the original source, it means that you are plagiarizing it, and it would not be happily accepted, you know. So you should try to avoid over plagiarizing. Force yourself to fully comprehend the material being paraphrased. You must remember that you can do paraphrasing only if you comprehend, means if you understand that very essay or that very topic, and your grip is most stronger on that, so you can understand that in the best possible way. Okay, and what does correct paraphrasing look like? So what paraphrasing is, I said that you have to briefly summarize and paraphrase actually any essay, any topic, any journal article or any reading which you have done. I mean, this could be technical as well, and it could be even simplistic as one. All right, so therefore you should try to just stay on that. So wording, remember, wording must change. I mean, the wording of that very essay which you are paraphrasing, the words must change. Okay, sentence structure must change. You are at liberty to change the very stuff of that paraphrase, but remember, the meaning should not get lost. I mean, you have to keep the author's thoughts before you there. You should not try to play with the thoughts of the author which have been discussed over there. All right, so you can change the words, you can find the real replacements, and even the sentence structure should also change. Okay, the only way you can accomplish this is by reading, all right, understanding, all right, and restating in your own words. So I mean, you can do the best paraphrasing only if you understand that, if you read that, and after reading you start understanding that paragraph or that essay, and then you will be in a better position to restate that actually in your own words. But I think if you do not understand, I mean, the stuff given in that, so it would be very hard. Okay, paraphrasing techniques. There are certain techniques for paraphrasing. You have to just look at these techniques. All right, you have to remember, you have to just look at this. Point number one, change to synonym. You have to find the right synonyms for the words there. Okay, synonym means similar words. You have to change word form. You have to change the word forms as well, that what kind of they are actually, if I mean, the paragraph has been written, you see, in first form of the verb, a third form of the so you need to change them. All right, you have to change from class. Class is a bigger part. All right, and phrase. You know what is the difference between a clause and a phrase? Phrase, remember, in language, a sense of language, it should be there. So a group of words which has got a sense. Sense means meaning, but the sense is incomplete. So that is actually term is phrase. Like we say, in the table, on the table, underground, and sky. So these do give us meaning, but actually the meaning is incomplete. So such phrases we term them as phrases. While clause, that is a fuller sentence which has got its own subject and object. Alright. Alright. For example, we can say the gold is made of, the change is made of gold. Right. So obviously this is a clause which has got its own subject and object, or object completions. Okay. You have to change from quoted speech to indirect speech. Remember, this is another technique that you have to, for example, you have to change the quoted speech, the direct speech, into indirect speech. You have to change from active voice to passive voice. All right, you have to change from active voice to passive voice, and then, my dear, you have to interpret meanings. Okay, the meaning, it needs to be interpreted. For example, if the meaning is difficult to understand, you need to interpret that, and you have to identify the underlying meaning of a statement. Alright, means sometimes even the meaning is given quite hidden, and you have to research in that, and you have to find the hidden meaning out of that. Change transitions. You have to actually change the transition as well. Okay. Now we are going to talk about the first one, change to synonym. You have to replace the original word with the words that mean the same. All right. For example, there is an example here. For example, the example is given: the stallion was content with the mare. So obviously, you know, mare is called the female of horse. Okay, and stallion is male horse. A young male horse is termed. So the first sentence, it is given here. It is said that the stallion was content with the mare. So this is the original sentence, and now when you are going to rephrase it, you know, so you must try to change it, like the stallion was happy. See here, the stallion was happy with the mare. So you just change it. Okay. Now, when you cannot find a synonym, like for example, if there is no synonym means if there is no similar word available, then you have to replace the original word with the definition. Then you have to define it. For example, the stallion was content with the mare. So for example, if you do not have any synonym here for the stallion, or even for the mare, or even you don't have a word actually, the content, you know, then you should do what? Then you should define, like for example, stallion. What does stallion mean? Stallion means male horse. So you can say that the male horse was happy with the female horse. Now you actually define it. So it means you made it more clearer. For example, stallion and mare, this seems to be technically a little bit different words. So in place of this, if you use the word male horse, so even a little educated person will understand it as well. Or if you say a female horse, so even that person will understand. Change the word forms. You have to change the word form. Like for example, use an adverb instead of an adjective, or use a verb to replace a noun. So when you are trying to do paraphrasing there, you have to just, change the word form. For example, Angela is an accurate typist. So here you see that actually adjective is being used. So then you have to change it. For example, Angela types accurately. So you have changed it actually from adverb, now from adjective to adverb. Change from a class to phrase. All right. For example, here is you see there, after he ate lunch, Scene took a nap. All right, nap means short sleep, you know. Or another word for nap is siesta. Or siesta means basically when you eat and you sleep for a shorter period of time, that is term nap. Or we can say in Urdu or Pashto kilola. Alright, that is term is nap. Okay, after eating lunch, now you replaced actually what? You replaced, class, you see, and to just phrase. Okay, after eating lunch, Sin took a nap. Alright, as I said that class is actually a full sentence which has got its own componential parts. For example, even if you say this, after he ate lunch, okay, you can say that he ate lunch, so this is actually a class. But after eating lunch, Sin took, this is very, very important part for this. Okay, the house that is across the street is old, and you can say, you can replace it, the house across the street is old. All right, now change from coded speech to indirect coded. For example, Mrs. Mamak, I'm ready for lunch. So then you have to change this like this into indirect. Mrs. Mamak said that she was ready for lunch. Okay, change from active voice to passive voice. You have to even change from active to passive. For example, a hotel employee will carry your bags, and your bags will be carried by a hotel. So here you see, this is being changed into passive voice. You see there. So I think you are getting what I'm saying. And replace word synonyms. For example, a hotel employee will carry your bags. So your bags will be carried by a hotel employee, And further, you can also say that your luggage will be picked up by a bellboy. Now see here, altogether the sentence has been changed. Bags, okay, luggage, and a bellboy. Alright, by employee. So you have to interpret meanings, identify the underlying actually meaning of a statement. Alright, Anthea, I'm ready for lunch. Anthea complained about being hungry. Alright, now you explain and interpret this sentence there. Alright, change transitions. You have to change actually the transitions there. For example, although it was raining when she walked to work. Alright, so it was raining, but when she walked to work. Now you have just transitionally, you have actually placed some conjunctions there, like but. Now, so this sentence becomes more clearer and specific. Alright, it was raining, however, when she walked to work. And change word forms as well. It was raining when she walked to work. It was raining when she walked to work. It was raining, however, when she walked to work. So despite the rain, when she, now see here, the forms have been changed. Okay, despite the rain, when she went to work on foot. So this really gives some emphatic sense, and and a more clearer and a more understandable there. Combined techniques, change to a phrase and 8 synonyms or definitions. After he lunch, Mariola took a nap. So after eating lunch, Mariola slept a little. Now you see, again, the sentence has been changed. So that paraphrasing is taking place there. You just find out over here. It's not difficult. Okay, the house that is across the street is old. The house across the street is old. Now see, the change you see there. The house on the other side of the street is old. Okay, the dwelling, you can also meaning actually by house the dwelling. The dwelling on the other side of the road is ancient, means old, ancient. So notice you have to just look at these examples. All the example of paraphrasing still included citations, remember, means you have picked up something from the original text. We must do this because the idea still came from somewhere else. So that the basic purpose of citation is that the idea is not ours. So therefore we have to at least be faithful and loyal to the author, so that we should not commit plagiarism. We are giving credit where credit is due. Okay, means that we should not actually steal somebody's ideas. Rather, I mean, we should try to acknowledge. For example, I'm giving you this lecture, from this writer. She has written this Minnie Rose B. Davis. So why should I not recognize it when she has done this work for? So, but I'm only trying to explain you this, because we also pick up any book, any article, and from there we teach you there. So I hope that this is enough actually, something on paraphrasing. Anyhow, if you do not understand, still if you have got any question regarding paraphrasing, because paraphrasing is very, very essential for you people there. You are supposed to take different competitive exam after doing your this, BS or MS, and there the most, if you do paraphrasing correctly, it means that you have got a good command of English there. So that this was something regarding paraphrasing. If you got any questions, so please you can come to me. You can even drop your comments and YouTube link as well. Thank you very much, and see you, and stay blessed. So nice of you.